Zelda Twilight Princess is a game that awakened something very dark inside of me. It's a world full of horrible monsters, eldritch abominations, and my paralysis demon. But what if you, the average Joe, suddenly found yourself in this version of Hyrule? Well, it's time to unleash your inner beast, because we're about to find out. Let's assume you appear near Ordon Village, the starting area of the game, and not somewhere, undesirable. How did you get here? Who knows? All you remember is beating Twilight Princess for the first time before everything went black. Your memory is a bit fuzzy though, but that's the least of your problems. It doesn't matter how you got here, just the fact that you are here. So, what do you do now? Your first challenge will be blending in, as Ordon Village is very small, meaning that everyone knows each other here. So you're going to stick out like a sore thumb and will immediately be spotted the moment you get near the village, especially because you're going to be wearing clothes not native to this land. Once you enter the village, you should quickly introduce yourself to the village chief. His name is Bo. He is very important as your fate lies in his hands. As chief of Ordon, he decides whether you can stay or go. You should try and explain your situation while obviously leaving out some key details. You could say you lost your memory or that you're from a far-off land and got robbed while visiting Hyrule. I don't know, get creative. Once you come up with a decent story, he will most likely take pity upon you and let you stay. But don't get too comfortable. If you make them feel unsafe or they believe you might be a danger to their kids, well, let's just say you'll see a whole different side to these peaceful villagers. Having played the game, you know that Twilight is currently spreading across the land of Hyrule and dark forces are running amok. It's only a matter of days before it reaches this peaceful village. You need to prepare because time is running out. Your priority right now is finding and befriending Link. He should be returning to the village with the warrior Russell right now. And the moment he gets back, you're going to want to stick to him like glue, as your chances of survival largely depend on him. Throughout the next few days, you need to focus on acquiring food, money, weapons, and training. Money? That's easy. It wouldn't be a Zelda game if generational wealth wasn't hidden in patches of grass. Searching the grassy areas within and outside the village should provide you with more than enough rupees to get you started. Getting food and other supplies will also be fairly simple, as you can now use your newfound wealth to purchase them from the village store. If possible, buy a bag while you're there. You may be within a game, but that doesn't mean you have a literal pocket dimension to store your stuff in like Link does. You could also fish with Link. That's another way to get closer to him. As for weapons, there's a slingshot being sold in the village shop which costs 30 rupees. You could buy it before Link if you're quick about it. However, I wouldn't recommend it because it's a key item for Link, as there are obstacles that he won't be able to get past without it. So, unless you plan on being with him every second of every day from now on, even knowing what's about to happen and all the horrors he will have to face, then be my guest. Another weapon you could get your hands on is a wooden sword. For that, you'll need to ask Russell to make you one. If he asks why, just tell him you don't plan to stay here forever and that you'll need a way to defend yourself when you inevitably leave. He's a nice dude. I'm sure he would oblige. It may take a day or two, but it will be worth it in the end. Once your sword arrives, you'll want to start training immediately. You only have a few days, so don't expect to become a pro unless you already have some sword wielding experience. You should focus on the basics of battle so that you can at least hold your own against the enemies you will face. Russell is an experienced swordsman, so taking some lessons with him and sparring with Link will help you improve very fast. Get ready to take a lot of hits though. You should spend the rest of your time helping around the village and gradually gaining everyone's trust, especially Link, because he can teach you skills other than swordsmanship, like, I don't know, summoning and controlling hawks. Now I know what you're thinking right about now. If I've already played the game, couldn't I just tell Link everything that's going to happen? Well, let's just ignore the fact that if some random person you just met started talking about how you're not real and that the world you live in is fiction within a video game and that he can tell the future, you probably wouldn't take it too well and assume that they're crazy. Besides, whatever force brought you here is preventing you from interfering in major events. You can influence the world and how some parts of the story play out, but not enough to derail the narrative. So enjoy your remaining peaceful time in the village, because all of that is about to end. While you're training with Link, one of the children called Talo spots a monkey and chases after it before Link can stop him. You know that Talo and the monkey are going to get kidnapped and trapped within the Faron Woods. Now you have a choice to make. You could either A, stay in the village and let Link go into the woods alone to rescue Talo, the safe option, or B, go with Link into the woods to rescue Talo, the dangerous option. Well, I'm going to assume that you're not an absolute cuckoo and decide to go with option B. So, get ready, because you're heading to the Faron Woods. On your way to the Faron Woods, you will come across this merchant called Kuro. He will give you and Link a lantern each for free, which will allow you to see better in the dark areas, which you will definitely need during your time in the woods. But keep in mind that the lantern needs oil to work. You can run out if you use it for too long. If you do run out, you could always buy some more from Kuro himself. Wait a minute, was this all just a marketing strategy? Well played, Kuro. Well played. Use your new lanterns to navigate the dark caves before entering the Faron Woods. It's around this time that you will come across your first few sets of enemies, like the Diababa and the Bokoblins. After Wind Waker, people were crying to Nintendo saying that it was too childish and demanding a more mature Zelda game, which is why the enemies look a lot more monstrous in this game than they do in others. It's okay. They just don't get you like I do. Also, they made these things. Good luck sleeping tonight, and always remember to think twice before you start demanding anything of Nintendo. You might just get it, plus some. Your goal should be to assist Link in combat. Of course, he's going to be doing most of the heavy lifting because you know, you're most likely a noob, but that doesn't mean you get to be dead weight. Otherwise, what was the point in coming? So, keep some enemies off his back with either your sword or the slingshot if you decide to buy it after all. Progress through the woods with Link, and don't forget to pick up rupees and open chests every chance you get. Eventually, you will come across this talking bird called Trills. He has a shop. Why? I don't know. I don't make the rules. Where you can buy a red potion for 30 rupees, which will heal all of your injuries. You'll need a bottle though, which in retrospect, you should have gotten from the shop back in Ordon. But if you didn't, I'm sure Link will let you borrow his. Trills also sells lamp oil. So, sorry Kuro, looks like we're taking our business elsewhere. Eventually, you will arrive where Talo and the monkey are being kept. Luckily for you, there are only 2 bokoblins guarding them, which should be easy work for you and Link. Once you free them, you'll be able to go back to the village. Helping Link was really risky. You were basically gambling with your life, but like all risks, this one comes with a reward, as you have now gained the trust of Link and the other villagers, so you will be able to move around more freely. You still have a few more days before things start going really bad, so spend this time wisely, train and prepare. On the final day, you see Elia, one of the villagers, shouting at Link for injuring their horse Epona, before storming off and Link chasing after her. You know what's about to happen. It would be wise to stay out of it. However, it looks like you don't have much of a choice as you feel a pull towards the direction Elia went. So much for minding your own business. You find Link and Elia as they are making up, but suddenly you're all attacked by a bunch of monsters. You do your best to defend yourself, but Elia is shot and you and Link are knocked out in the fight. When you guys wake up, you see that Elia is gone. Link chases after her and you follow behind him, eventually coming across a wall of twilight. You know what this is, but before you can warn Link, a hand emerges and drags you both into the world of Twilight. Usually, this would be the end for you, as those not native to the Twilight lose their senses and turn into spirits, forever unaware of the world around them. But wait, this video isn't even halfway done yet. How could you survive this? Well, okay, I have something to confess. I may have told a teeny tiny little fib at the start of the video. You know, about you being a normal human. Well, actually, wait, don't click off. Let me explain. Let's just say whatever force brought you here also gave you a little bit of protection. That being, you are mostly unaffected by the Twilight. But there's a catch. There's always a catch. Much like Link, your body can't stay the same. Instead, it's forced to transform into a divine beast. What kind of beast, you ask? Well, that varies from person to person. You could turn into an eagle, a lion, a goat, or anything else in the animal kingdom. I wonder what you'll get. I mean, it could be worse. After you transform, you and Link are dragged further into the Twilight. But someone is watching.
What do we have here? 2 divine beasts. One in the form of a wolf, and the other a llama? That's so lame. Alright. I guess I could help you guys out. That's all the help the 2 of you are getting from me. If you want me to answer your questions, then make it to this side of the cell and be quick about it. I don't have all day.
Well, this is a new experience. One moment you're a human, the next, whatever this is. Your priority right now is escaping your cell. Depending on the type of animal you are, you could either follow Link's lead and dig your way out, or squeeze your way out, or just smash your way out. For some of you, this might be a dream come true. Once you're on the other side, you'll want to figure out a way to escape the Twilight Realm. Luckily for you, you've got the best guide, Midna herself. Midna's appearance is both a blessing and a curse. She is your only ally in this strange new realm, but she is not exactly the hand-holding type and hates disobedience. If you want to survive here, you're going to have to do everything she tells you to do when she tells you to do it. As you venture through the dungeon, take this opportunity to figure out your new body and what advantages it might provide you. Depending on what animal you are, you could have superior strength, speed, senses, or all of the above. It's really important that you figure out what you're capable of, and fast. Midna isn't really the patient type, and she has no attachment to you yet. Remember, at this point of the story, Midna is willing to do anything to get her throne back. If you prove useless or too slow, she might find a way to ditch you, and then you'll really be screwed. So stay close and help out with the puzzles and fight whenever you can. Eventually, you'll arrive at this bedchamber belonging to none other than the Princess of Hyrule.
So, you have come, the chosen hero, bearer of Hyrule's fate, and another from a far-off world. Hyrule, my kingdom, my home, once radiant, now lost a shadow. The usurper king came and we were powerless. My people fell, my guards fell, and when the time came, I surrendered. He gave me two choices. Surrender or die. To fight was to contempt them all, but you still stand. You have not broken. Please, I implore you, help me make things right. Help save them. Help me save Hyrule. Won't you?
Well, excuse me, princess.
That sounds like a skill issue. This is going to be super dangerous. You may have gotten this far, but remember, the main reason was due to Link carrying you and luck. There's only so much luck can do for you, and only so many dangers Link can protect you from. Are you really going to risk your life here? But before you can answer her, a guard starts approaching. You, Link, and Midna are forced to make a quick exit. After making a quick escape, Midna is about to send you and Link back home, but she reminds you that the children from the village are still missing, and if you want to get them back, you're going to need her help. But she will only help you if you become her servant and do whatever she asks. She gives you some time to consider it. Not that I need any. When you return, you will realize that you're still in your beast form. It seems it won't be that easy to turn back into a human. But before you can ponder more, Midna demands that Link go get a sword and shield from the village before you set out to save the children. On your way back to Ordon, you will have to fight off some bokoblins on the path. This is another opportunity to improve your combat ability in your beast state. You'll also realize that you can communicate with other animals in your beast state. Keep note of this, as having the animal kingdom as your eyes and ears will definitely come in handy for your survival in the future, especially for navigation and gathering information. When you return to the village, you will find it in utter despair as the villagers are now lamenting the loss of their children. You will need to sneak your way around the village, avoiding the villagers' gaze at all costs to avoid raising the alarm. They will not recognize you and Link in your beast forms and will most likely attack you since they are all on edge after losing all of their children, especially Russell. He may be injured, but I'm sure he's more than capable enough to take you out, so be careful as you assist Link. Don't forget to collect your own weapons and supplies. You'll need them for the journey ahead. When leaving the woods, Link hears a voice and follows it to a nearby spring. Once the two of you enter the area, it becomes barricaded and twilight beasts start to fall from the sky. You will need to help Link defeat them. Depending on your animal, you can either defeat them yourself or distract them long enough for Link to finish them off. Once you've defeated them, one of Hyrule's 4 light spirits will appear. It will then state that you need to return to the Twilight in Faron Woods to restore one of its fellow light spirits if you wish to return back to your human form. So unless you want to stay a furry forever, I suggest you do as he asks. Head to the gate and Midna will pull you and Link into the Twilight once more.
Yoink!
In the the Twilight once more, you, Link, and Midna will need to work together in order to fight the many Twilight beasts that have now infected the Faron Woods. These are no longer the same woods that they were a few days prior. It's their turf now, and they aren't afraid to remind you of that fact. So be careful and stay close to Link and Midna. Eventually, you will encounter another light spirit, but it's in a weakened state and will require you to gather pieces of its light that are scattered across the woods in order to restore it to its full power. So you'll need to venture deeper into the woods and complete various tasks to collect them all, like helping Kuro with his arachnophobia. You better give us a discount for this. Once you've collected all the lights, the spirit will be restored back to its full glory, and so will you. The light spirit then tells Link that he is the chosen hero and is destined to save Hyrule, and tasks Link with collecting parts of the Fused Shadow, an ancient power source used to try and usurp the three goddesses of Hyrule, and unknown to Link is Midna's ultimate goal. However, he is very confused on how the heck you have the power to survive the Twilight, but he lets it go, eventually. The nearest piece of the Fused Shadow is in the Forrest Temple, so you need to head there next. On your way, you'll find your path blocked by this locked gate. Who could have the key? Oh, it's you.
Why hello there friends, the path ahead is dark, you're going to need some light if you act now. I can give ya a bottle full of lantern oil for just 100 rupees, what do you say?
No, we don't want to buy your snake oil, just give us the key. Past the gate, you'll enter a deeper part of the woods, covered in thick and poisonous fog that you are unable to get past. Link pulls out his lantern to get a better view, but it's snatched out of his hand. Oh, it's the monkey you two saved. Looks like it's trying to lead you past the fog. You should follow it, unless you want to navigate the fog of lost souls. Once on the other side, the monkey gives Link back his lantern, but it's run out of oil. Maybe you should have taken Kuro up on his offer. Anyway, continue down the path to the temple. On your way, Link will get attacked by a spirit wolf, but you don't need to worry about that. He's just having a very nice chat with his Tolpa. Finally arriving at the Forest Temple, you'll find that monkey in trouble. Again. Quickly defeat the enemies that have trapped it and free her from her cage, before proceeding deeper into the Forest Temple. I've got a question. Do you suffer from arachnophobia? Well, too bad, because your next opponent is this guy. You're gonna need to work with Link, or just let Link do all the hard work if you're too afraid. Once it's defeated, you gain access to the chest that contains the dungeon map, which will make navigation a lot easier. Before you can cross the bridge to the next part of the temple, this monkey comes out of nowhere and cuts the bridge down before running off. I'm not a furry, I promise. Now that the bridge is gone, you're going to have to find another way around. Luckily for you, your monkey friend can help with that. When progressing down the new path, you will inevitably encounter it, a being of unimaginable terror. A being so hideous that merely thinking about her is enough to send shivers down the spines of millions. Ooh, cool. Link, what are you doing? Don't pick her up. Oh well, at least she can teleport you around the dungeon. Anyway, after that horrifying experience, you continue to explore the dungeon and helping free the monkeys that have been trapped. Once they are all free, you'll have enough monkey friends to help you cross the broken bridge. Just be careful, because one wrong move and it's GG's. Once you've crossed the bridge, you'll come face to face with the silver monkey once again. He's the one responsible for most of the chaos that's happened in this temple. You need to take him out. He's going to use his boomerang to release some Dekubabas, which will start to chase you down. I would recommend that you stay focused on the Dekubabas while Link obliterates the silver monkey the old-fashioned way, just like my stepbrother used to. I mean, just like how you should obliterate the like and subscribe button. If there are no more Dekubabas, barge your body against the wood pillar that the monkey is standing on. This will stagger him, which will give Link the opportunity to hit him. Continue the cycle until the primate goes down. After the monkey's defeat, the boomerang is purified and the spirit inside will allow either you or Link to obtain it. I would recommend that you let Link take the tool for the same reason as the slingshot, and unless you are a professional boomerang thrower, Link will definitely make better use of it than you. Using your new tool, you and Link will be able to free the remaining monkeys and access the new part of the dungeon. Eventually, you arrive at a chamber belonging to the first guardian of the Fused Shadow. Introducing the Diababa. Okay, get your game face on because you're now going up against the Diababa, the first major boss in the game and the toughest foe you face. Thus, you are in an incredible amount of danger right now. But stay calm. Your role in this fight is to provide guidance and support to help Link overcome this petty piranha ripoff, since you are familiar with its movement and its attack patterns. Sharp observation and quick thinking will be crucial to ensure that he is victorious, and more importantly, that you survive. The battle will begin with two large plant heads emerging from the poisonous water. These heads will strike at you and Link if you get too close, so keeping mobile is essential. To damage them, Link will need to use the Gale Boomerang that you guys just acquired to grab a bombling and hurl it at the heads. This will cause the bombs to explode, dealing heavy damage to the heads. After the first two heads are destroyed, the real battle begins, as the Diababa reveals its final form and a massive central head emerges, along with two more heads. This phase is more challenging, as the boss will now launch aggressive lunges to attack you and Link. However, luck has not abandoned you yet. The monkey you just beat has developed a severe case of Stockholm Syndrome and decides to help you. It comes carrying a few bomblings and swings across the arena. Link must use the Gale Boomerang to snatch the bomb from the monkey and send it flying into the Diababa's mouth. Once the bomb explodes, the boss will be momentarily stunned, granting the perfect opportunity for Link and you to jump its eyeballs, because those are its weakness, and retreating. Repeat this process a few more times, making sure to not get careless, and the Diababa will go down in no time, granting you the first piece of the fused shadow. Midna appears and is pretty happy with the new trophy, saying that it was easier than she thought it would be, maybe for someone who didn't do anything in the fight. She then teleports you out of the dungeon. When you get out of the dungeon, the light spirit will appear and congratulate you. It will then tell you that you need to venture to the east region of Eldon in order to rescue the children of the village. Another quest, huh? When will you catch a break? Well, you don't have much of a choice. You're in too deep now. You have to see this through to the end. So, get ready, because you've got another long journey ahead. Welcome to Hyrule Fields, the center of this kingdom. From here, you can get just about anywhere in Hyrule, as it acts as a central hub connecting the various regions to each other. However, as of now, most of those regions are inaccessible to you due to being blocked off by giant walls of twilight. Your only option at the moment is following Link and Midna to the east, where the missing children are supposed to be located. But tread carefully, because these fields are infested with hideous monsters that will chase you down the moment... Oh, speak of the devil.
No, I don't think I will.
Anyways, approaching Eldon, you will be confronted by another giant wall of twilight. Make sure you're ready before you enter, because it will be a while before you come back. Never mind, the bridge leading to Kakariko Village has disappeared, probably because of them pesky shadow beasts. Midna says that the missing part of the bridge is located back in the woods you just came from. Why? Well, I don't know. Am I supposed to have the answers to everything? You played the game too. What am I, your guide? Oh wait. Anyway, Midna teleports you back to the woods, picks up the bridge, and teleports it back in place. Damn, you wouldn't want to get on her bad side, that's for sure. Arriving at Kakariko Village, you'll find it infested with shadow beasts. Do as you usually do and help Link clear them out. After which, another spirit of light will call out to you and ask you once again to collect its tears of light. It's time to face your arachnophobia once again and fight all the shadow bugs holding the light tears. During your search, you will find the location of the children, as well as two other adults that Link has never seen before. They don't notice you due to the effects of the twilight, but you overhear that some people that are attacked by the shadow beast turn into one of them. That's just another reason for you to hurry up. It's only a matter of time before the children are discovered. You wouldn't want all your hard work and bravery to go to waste, would you? Once you and Link have collected all the tears of light, the spirit of this region will regain its strength and you'll be able to return to your human form. It tells Link that the next piece of the fused shadow is atop Goron Mountain and tasks him with going up there and cleansing the region. After which, you are finally able to reunite with the children of the village, who are delighted to see Link. Oh, and you too, I think. You notice that Elia is nowhere to be seen, but you know where she is though. Anyway, you and Link make your way up to the Goron Mountain, only for you to get knocked down immediately by a Goron who's guarding the entrance. I bet you forgot about this guy. The mayor of Kakariko Village arrives and informs you that Chief Bo has a way to get around the Goron. Gee, you could have said something sooner. Anyway, you'll have to make your way back to Ordon Village in order to learn the method. which will take you forever, but luckily for you, Epona decides to make an appearance. After calming her down, you and Link are able to zoom your way back to Ordon Village. When you arrive back at Ordon Village, you are greeted by the man himself, Bo. He is glad to hear that you, Link, and the children are safe. You then explain why you came back, and he agrees to teach you his secret technique. I wonder what it could be. Yep, your eyes do not deceive you. It's sumo. It turns out that all the Goron are sumo enthusiasts, and Bo was able to earn their respect by defeating them in the sport. And Link will have to do the same if he wants to get past the Goron. So you watch Bo teach Link the ins and outs of sumo wrestling. You could give it a shot yourself too, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere unless you're built like Bo. So I think it's best for your health if you stick this one out. After teaching Link, Bo gives him a pair of iron boots, which will help him have a fighting chance against the Goron, since, you know, they are literal rock people and are probably 10 weight classes above you and Link. When you arrive back at Kakariko Village, you see Talo getting captured again by the King Boblin. Sparing no time, you and Link ride after him into the fields where you are ambushed by his forces. Your role in this battle will be to keep the enemy forces at bay, either using your sword or the slingshot, so that Link can focus on attacking the King Boblin. If you're not confident in your long distance aim, wait for the enemy to get closer before attacking. Keep aware of your surroundings because they will be firing arrows at you and you don't want to get hit by a single one. It should only take one good hit to knock them off their horses though. After taking enough damage, the King Boblin will lead Link to this bridge, beginning a joust. In this case, there is nothing you can do but have faith in Link as he tries to knock the enemy over, knowing that one small mistake on his part would mean you both falling to your deaths. But I'm sure it will go well. They don't call Link a hero for nothing. And with that, Talo is saved. Returning to the Goron Mountain's entrance, you and Link are once again confronted by the patrolling Goron. Putting his new boots and sumo skills to good use, he is able to overcome him. Yo, is that guy gonna be okay? Making your way up the mountain, you're going to want to keep a safe distance from Link and stick to the walls, as this guy is far from the only god placed to stop you, and you would want to become collateral damage, would you? But angry Goron are just one of your many problems. You will also have to contend with falling rocks, so keep an eye on the sky unless you want to go out like the dinosaurs. Eventually, you and Link will make it to the Goron village near the top of the mountain. You may be on an urgent mission right now, but that doesn't mean you can't take advantage of some of the facilities, like the hot spring. You've been going at it almost non-stop, you're bound to be exhausted by now. You should also visit the shop, resupply, and grab this shield. Because, repeat after me, life without a shield is dangerous for a human. When you're done, make your way to the Elder's house, which is at the highest point of the village. When you enter, you and Link will immediately be attacked by the Goron. But before they can turn you into roadkill, the Elder, Goron, intervenes. He tells Link that the Goron tribe won't let outsiders enter the mine, as they are sacred to them, unless Link is able to defeat them in a sumo match. Having no other choice, Link accepts. And you watch with glee as Link, the hero of Hyrule, prepares to beat up a senior citizen.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air.
Oh, never mind. Link, I think you forgot to put on your boots. There we go. After that intense match, the Elder allows Link to proceed into the mines, but unfortunately for you, actually scratch that, fortunately for you, you'll have to sit this one out, as the mines are extremely dangerous and contain obstacles that only Link will be able to get through. I don't see any scenario where you could survive, so Link will have to go in there alone. So take this time to rest, talk to the Goron, maybe try some sumo for yourself, before making your way back down to Kakariko Village, while Link fights against lava, gravity, the Goron equivalent of the Hulk, and a fire demon. Eventually, Link will return to the village with another piece of the fused shadow, and Kakariko Village as well as the Goron will be at peace once again. Now that the crisis in this village has been solved, you'll notice that Kakariko Village is a lot livelier than it was before, and the shops have opened up again. Use this chance to upgrade your gear further and acquire some bombs from this coward. Now that the second piece of the fused shadow has been retrieved, only one piece remains, and it's located north in the land of Linearu. Now, if survival and safety is your main priority, you could always just stay in Kakariko Village. You did help save it, so I'm sure the mayor would find a place for you. You could set up shop or even venture out on your own, but I'm assuming you're too invested now and decide to continue with Midna and Link, who at this point have become very attached to you, although one of them won't admit it. So get ready, because you're heading out to the land of Linearu. When you finally make it north, you once again see a wall of twilight. Midna drags you into the wall of twilight as usual, and you resume your beast form. Link picks up on the scent of Aelia, which leads you to the town of Hyrule Castle. Upon arriving at Hyrule Castle town, you'll notice that due to the effects of twilight, everyone's been turned into a spirit, unaware of the real world. Another reminder how lucky you are to have your beast form, no matter how lame it may be. You also have to be thankful, because if they saw a wolf and a llama come into their town, they would most likely be scared, possibly attack it. So that's another reason you should be thankful. Link overhears that a Zora child collapsed in the area and was taken to a nearby bar, and decides to investigate it. You arrive at the bar and, ooh, who is this melon queen? Oh, Aelia and the fishboy are there too, I guess. By the looks of things, this boy is suffering from some kind of attack. You'll have to visit the Zora's homeland and investigate. However, you overhear the soldiers talking about how they have lost contact with the light spirit Linearu too, and the lake is drying, and that's another reason why you should head out. Spirit knows where the final piece of the fused shadow is. When you get to the bridge that leads to the lake, you, Link, and Midna are suddenly ambushed by some twilight beasts who set the bridge on fire. Having no other choice, you decide to jump. Now, this is very important. You need to keep proper form when you're diving into the water, because if you belly flop from this distance, well, it's gonna be the same as hitting concrete. After swimming out the lake, you will start to come across some of the Zora, who are very confused about why the lake is drying up, speculating that something bad must have happened in Zoras Domain, but they're unable to swim back to their home due to the lake drying up. Why don't you just walk there, you lazy bums? So I guess you'll have to do it for them, since you can't reach the Shrine of Light with the way the lake is now. Luckily, Link and Midna are able to find a new ride and borrow it before flying to Zoras Domain. Welcome to Zoras Domain. No, not that one. Upon arriving here, you'll immediately see the issue, that being the fact that the entire domain, including the inhabitants and the source of the lake, have been completely frozen by an unknown force. Midna, being an absolute psychopath, decides that it's a good idea to teleport back to Death Mountain, grab a lava rock, teleport back and drop it on top of the ice containing hundreds of innocent Zora in order to melt the ice. Yo, there's no way there were no casualties here. Are we just going to ignore that? Potential genocide aside, Midna's plan works and water begins to flow once more. Within Zora's domain, you find the surviving Zora, who, as you can expect, are not having a good time. Thanks a lot, Midna. As you check up on everyone, a spirit appears in front of you. It's the late Queen Rotella, who was brutally murdered in front of her entire kingdom. Let this be a reminder to those who have forgotten that the Zelda franchise is first and foremost a dark fantasy. Rest in peace. Luckily, her son was able to survive and get away, making it to the tavern where you found him. She begs you to help her son, and in exchange, she would grant you the protection of water, which will allow you to breathe and swim underwater like a Zora, which will be very useful. Not having to worry about drowning will definitely improve your odds of survival. So obviously you accept and make your way to the Spirit Spring. You know the drill by now. Help Link gather the Tears of Light to restore the spirit to full power, which involves you having to fight this thing. Like, what is that? Whose idea was this? Oh wait, I have an idea. Probably the same guy who thought this abomination was a good idea. Anyway, once that's done, the light will finally return to this area and you will be able to turn back to your human form. And the final light spirit, Linearu, thanks Link and you for freeing it and its brethren, and tells Link about the location of the final fused shadow, before sending you two on the wildest LSD trip of your lives. Something about the corrupting nature of power and how you must use it responsibly and how you must never fall into temptation, yada yada yada. To be honest, you were probably too blasted to pay attention anyway. Once that is over, you and Link should return to the tavern. As you walk in the tavern, you see a doctor walking out in a huff. Dude, what's your problem, man? And we are finally reunited with Aelia. But she doesn't seem to remember us. Oh no! How could this happen? How could this be? Oh, hello.
My. What do we have here? You know that girl, don't you?
Nope, never met her a day in my life.
You sure? The way you were looking at her, I could have sworn you knew her.
Enough about her. Let's talk about you. What's your name?
Where are my manners? My name is Talma, and we are currently trying to get this fish boy to a doctor. I heard there was a good one at Kakariko Village. What do you say? Mind helping us out?
Whatever you want, my queen.
What?
What? So you decide to help the fish boy out for only the most selfless of reasons. Your job will be to escort Telma and the fish boy to Kakariko Village so that he can get some medical aid. Oh, and Alia's there too. I don't know why. Zero personality whatsoever. This is why the manga is better than the game. The road is dangerous and full of monsters that you are going to have to defend against. I would recommend staying in the back of the carriage while Link rides on Epona. That way you can defend from the rear while Link focuses on the front. If you maintain this formation, you should reach Kakariko Village in one piece. Once you get to Kakariko Village and deliver the boy to the doctor, the spirit of his mother will appear once again and guide you to her husband's grave. He created an armor for the hero to breathe underwater, but it looks like he only made one though. Your dream of being able to breathe underwater will have to go sleeping with the fishes. Please don't leave. And that's a good thing because you don't want to be there for the absolute beatdown that Link and Midna are about to receive from a fellow British person. So Link and Midna are going to have to retrieve the final piece of the Fused Shadow on their own. So you've got some free time. And getting a personal thank you from Telma. While Link and Midna are going on an underwater adventure, I suggest you go back to Hyrule Castle town as there's a lot to do there. It has a bustling marketplace which provides plenty of food options. The local shops also offer milk and potions perfect for restoring strength and energy as you continue on your journey. You should also take this time to stock up on some essential tools for battle at the Malo Mart, where you could potentially obtain this beauty if you're dedicated enough. You should also help out some of the people in the town. There's always someone in need, and they usually pay well too. Overall, just take this time to prepare and rest because things are about to get very bad. After a day or two of exploring the town, you notice Wolf Link and what appears to be an injured Midna running through town. Looks like they took a really bad beating from Zant, as you expected. Save the questions for later though. The priority right now is getting Midna some help, so you follow Link into the sewer and make your way up to Zelda's chambers. Zelda was able to heal Midna, but it came at the cost of herself, and Link is stuck in his beast form. In order to return to his human form, he will need to find the Master Sword. You could go with them, or you could continue to do your own thing. Either way, I would recommend you leave the Hyrule Castle area, as a wall of Twilight will soon be erected, one that Midna won't be able to break through without her full power. So unless you want to be trapped here, I suggest you move fast. If you choose to continue your journey with Link, you'll have to backtrack all the way to the Faron Woods in order to access the Sacred Grove. You will be expected to perform some parkour and defeat the Skull Kid. Bruh, you should have kept the mask on, bro. You will have to be careful since you're going to be in your human form throughout all of this, but Link and Midna should be able to carry you if you face any difficulty. But eventually, you'll finally make it to the Master Sword, turning Link back into a human. Now that Link has the Master Sword, he can freely change between his beast form and his human form. Doesn't seem to affect you though, so unfortunately, you probably won't be able to change back into your beast form. Now Midna needs help locating the Mirror of Twilight, which will allow her to return to the Twilight Realm and confront Zant again in order to regain the Fused Shadow. However, she doesn't know where it is, but Telma seems likely to know something about it. So, you decide to head back to the tavern. When you get back to the tavern, Telma greets you once again and introduces you to her secret club, featuring Eisen, Wednesday. This mysterious man, bro, really thinks we don't know it's him. There is one more member, his name is Oru, but he's out researching the Western Desert where the Twilight Mirror is located. So Link and Midna will have to talk to him to figure out a way to reach the desert. However, I would recommend letting Link and Midna handle this one for 3 reasons. Firstly, getting to the desert requires you to get fired out of a flipping cannon. Link may be able to survive something like that, but I know that you can't. But the sand will break my fall. Shh. No, my sweet child. It's going to break your neck. Reason number 2. Going to the desert means dealing with blistering heat and the undead, which are both very bad for your health. And the third and most important reason, there are no Gerudo, not one. The entire Gerudo race just doesn't exist in this version of Hyrule. Well, there's actually a theory that Telma might be a Gerudo, but I don't count it since it's never been confirmed. So no, going to the desert is not worth it. Heck, going to any of the locations for the Twilight Mirror isn't worth it. So I would recommend sticking this section out entirely. Let Link and Midna collect the mirror pieces. In the meantime, you could be productive in other ways, like helping this guy called Giovanni who literally sold his soul for money to retrieve fragments of his in exchange for some very rare rewards. or becoming a bug catcher and helping Agatha collect bugs for even more rewards. Eventually, after they finish collecting all the pieces of the Twilight Mirror, you'll meet back up with Midna and Link at the tavern before Midna teleports you to the Twilight Gate. Now that you have all the mirror shards, a portal to the Twilight Realm opens and you can now go to confront Zant. Welcome to the Twilight Realm, home to the Twilight, Midna's people. Luckily for you, they don't seem to be hostile due to a severe case of depression. They're just like me for real. But don't worry about them for now. Your main focus should be to help Link and Midna to retrieve objects called the Soul Sources, sources of light that have been locked up in their own respective dungeons. Retrieving them will restore the Twilight to their original state and clear a path that will allow Link and Midna to confront Zant. These dungeons are full of obstacles and various enemies, most of which you have already faced, as well as a fog of darkness that will force you into your beast form if you touch it, which in retrospect wouldn't really be much of an issue since you would have turned into your divine beast form the moment you entered the Twilight Realm. Regardless, it's the same formula. Support Link and Midna in battle and help them solve puzzles using your knowledge. Once you've collected the 2 pieces of soul, the Twilight should return to their original forms and Link will get an upgrade to the Master Sword, allowing him to cut through the darkness, blocking your way to Zant. You're going to want to keep your distance from Zant, because when fighting Link, he's going to start teleporting to many dangerous locations, many of which you do not have the equipment to survive. Confrontation, even in your beast form, is certain death, so give all of your useful equipment and potions to Link and hope he can pull it off. Looks like he was able to pull it off, and now Midna has all the pieces of the Fused Shadow. Boy, I hope she uses this newfound power responsibly. And she just killed Zant. Oh well, no one liked him. Now Midna has the power to shatter the wall of twilight surrounding Hyrule Castle, which means Link can now confront Ganon. This is the final stretch. Your journey is almost over. Arriving at Hyrule Castle, Midna uses the piece of the Fused Shadow to try and break the wall of twilight surrounding it. After spazzing out for a little bit, she gets control of her new power and transforms into whatever this is to break the barrier. Entering the castle yard, you'll find it swarming with various types of monsters that will attack you. Luckily for you, most of the enemies are just standard bokoblins that you should already be used to fighting by now. So you can have Link's back, or you know, let Link do all the hard work like you usually do, you lazy bum. Eventually you will come across the King Boblin, who's back for a rematch once again, and I'm more surprised at the fact that he has the will to keep fighting rather than the fact that he can talk. This guy has been getting absolutely demolished by Link throughout your entire journey. Talk about fighting spirit. Anyway, Link beats him up again, and he even gives you the keys needed to get into the inner castle. What a nice guy. Welcome to the inner castle, and this is where the difficulty spikes. To get to Ganon, you will need to navigate the confusing halls of Hyrule Castle, help Link solve tedious puzzles, battle against some of Ganon's most powerful minions. Safe to say, you'll have to be very careful here, because one mistake, one moment of hesitation will mean instant death. But I believe that with your experience, your knowledge, and most importantly, your courage, you will be able to make it through and reach the throne room. Arriving at the top of Hyrule Castle, you'll find none other than Ganon himself sitting on the throne, and an unconscious Zelda suspended above him. He then starts his villain monologue about how pathetic you all are, how powerful he is, and how he's gonna take over the world and destroy you all, blah blah blah, typical Ganon behavior. Anyway, Ganon starts to possess Zelda. Midna tries to stop him but ends up getting tossed aside and locked outside the throne room along with you, leaving Link alone to face Ganon, and all you can do now is watch.
Round 15.
After the most intense game of tennis you've ever seen, Link is able to overcome the possessed Zelda, allowing Midna to restore her back to her usual self. But she's not moving. you should go check up on her. In the meantime, Link and Midna will have to take on Ganon in his own beast form. After which, Zelda regains consciousness, but you know it isn't over, because Ganon rises once again. Like damn, this guy just doesn't know when to quit. In an act of self-sacrifice, Midna teleports you, Link and Zelda outside of the castle in order to unleash all of her remaining power to hopefully take out Ganon, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Ganon emerges unscathed and Midna pays the ultimate price. Ganon wastes no time and charges at you with his army. It looks like the end for you, but Zelda calls upon the remaining light spirits to provide you and her with some light arrows that will allow you to damage Ganon and his forces. So all three of you get on Epona and begin the battle. Alright, you've already done this before with the King Boblin. This time is no different, unless you consider the weight and logistical issues of having 3 people riding a horse at once. But Epona's a strong girl, she can handle it. Your main objective in this fight is the same as the last one, keeping Ganon's forces away, allowing Link and Zelda to focus on Ganon. Keep aware of your surroundings and try your best to not hold them back. After getting knocked off his horse, Ganon creates a barrier around Link and himself in order to take him on one-on-one, preventing you and Zelda from interfering. But after everything you've been through, you have faith that Link will be able to do this.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Ganon is finally defeated. In the distance, you see the light spirits bringing Midna back from the dead and restoring her to her original form. And damn, does she look good. Now that peace has finally been restored to Hyrule, it's time to say goodbye to Midna. After all, she has an entire realm to rule now. It's been a long journey for everyone, but it's time for everything to go back to the way it once was. After saying her final goodbyes, Midna steps into the Twilight Mirror, never to return. And as she does, you begin to glow. It would seem it's your turn to go home too. Link looks confused and sad, realizing that he's about to lose another friend. But don't be too sad. Maybe the two of you will meet again in another playthrough. Okay, that was too soon. Hey guys, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I know it's been a while since I last posted, but guys, forgive me. It's been a very busy and chaotic year for me in terms of school, personal life, and everything else. The summer's coming up. I'm trying to be more consistent. I know I've said that before, but I'm definitely going to try a lot harder. I've got a month internship that I'm going to have to do abroad. But like I should be back in June, and when that happens, I'm going to just focus solely on pushing out as much content. I think the real reason why sometimes I take a bit too long to post is because I focus on making like these mega long videos. So now I'm gonna try to like cut them down a little bit. So if you guys have any ideas that I could make in a short time, like it doesn't have to be Zelda games, it could be other games like that I could do survival videos on. Or just any other videos in general that you might be interested in. Like in my mind, I've got plans to make to branch out a little bit from Zelda. Like I talked to some people in the comments already. Like I want to make a guide on Dredge, Cyberpunk, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like those are the 3 main ones I want to do outside of Zelda. Like I'm not giving it up entirely, like I said before. So if you guys are interested in that, stick around. They should be coming up like super soon. But anyway, thank you for making it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And if you're new here, thank you for giving me approximately 40 to an hour's worth of your time that you're never gonna get back. And yep, see ya.